Congratulations, you've made it to my very first art vlog. But you don't know if this is a pull or a push. We're off to a hot start. Come on in. So the easiest way to tell that this isn't a vlog is it's not going to be scripted, which means it's going to be unorganized and messy, but I'll do my best to keep it entertaining. The video ended up being scripted because it got too unorganized and messy. So in this video, we're going to be doing two things. One, we're going to be painting this wall, and I bet you'll never guess the color. And it's not just to be boring. There's actually 3 specific reasons why I'm painting the wall white. For starters, this is a very small studio. So you would think the smart thing to do is to use colors that would open the studio or make it look bigger than it is, like white. If you haven't seen it, I actually have a video from a while back about me converting this old tool shed into my art studio that I've used for a few years. Originally, it wasn't insulated, so it got really hot or cold. So I insulated it, and actually I painted the entire studio white to begin with. But I was inspired by Andrew Tischler, another artist who had a gray accent wall, and I thought it looked cool. So I painted mine gray. Didn't really make sense. It makes the studio look smaller than it is, so I'm painting it white to open it up a little bit. The next reason is most of the paintings that I do, actually all of the paintings that I do are really colorful. I feel like it sort of takes away from how saturated the paintings are because it's next to this deep gray wall. Because if I take the same painting outside, this ended up not being the good example that I thought it was going to be. So just take my word for it. And then lastly, it comes down to color grading. If you look at this gray wall, there's 2 different lights in here right now. The light you see at this bottom right corner, that's daylight, which is just coming from outside. Then the right that you see in this top corner is one of the studio lights. So because the color temperatures in those is different, the grays look different. One looks a little more blue, one looks a little more white. It ends up being a pain in the ass, and I'm color grading footage of me painting because a lot of these paintings are over like a multi-day period. Sometimes I'm painting daytime in the morning, sometimes I'm painting at night, and the color is just always different because the gray looks different depending on the light that it's in. So if I just paint the wall white, it sort of eliminates the need to constantly white balance the wall. So in this video, you're gonna come with me to Lowe's. I just need to buy some white paint and some paint rollers. And to paint the wall, I need to take most of this stuff out of the studio. And I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to completely reorganize and slightly remodel everything because it's chaos in here right now. I don't think I set this up in a very strategic way. When I'm painting, I constantly run into the things behind me. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do quite yet, but we're gonna remodel this thing together. So you pick the best of my art vlogs to turn into because it's the only art vlog that I have so far to turn into. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie, I'm always pretty envious of people that have the warehouse style, high ceiling, large windows for a ton of natural light art studios, but the convenience of having this in my backyard is hard to beat because I can just kind of pop in and out whenever I need to. But it does mean that I'm regularly running out of space, so I have to do sort of frequent audits to make sure that every single thing in the studio is stuff that I use and it's stuff that I need. And if I have paintings that haven't sold yet, they just kind of sit there. So it can get a bit tricky at times because this is only 8 by 20. So I'm going to be moving some of this furniture around to make sure I really maximize the amount of space I have behind me for either myself or for the tripod to record because it can get a little stuffy in here. You've now reached the ASMR portion of this video. Enjoy. A lot of these changes are really small and subtle, but they leave me with what to me feels like a much more warm and open studio, and one that's definitely more optimized for me to have space behind me, because these two carts up against the wall, I use those while I'm painting, so they'll be over here on the wall with me, and it just gives me room behind me to record or to take a step back instead of feeling so cluttered. Thank you for tuning in to my very first art vlog. I'll be doing more of these on both the painting and the filmmaking front, but now it's time for me to get to work, so let me sip this coffee and do just that. I'm gonna need you to get out now. Please. I'm just kidding, you can stay. Actually, no, leave. Bye.